if you're a young person between the ages of 15 and 25, then you need to really listen to this story I want to share with you. It was in 2021. I think this was in the first half of 2021. I had just started learning design then with my smartphone. Then I came across this guy on Facebook that I came across his post, right? He was also a designer at the time, and he was better than me at the time too. He was already creating designs with his smartphone. I mean, really good designs. At least as at then, the designs were pretty good. And then I came across his Facebook post where he was like, he made six figures from designing with a smartphone at 19. And remember that I had just started designing with my smartphone at the time. I started designing when I was I think it was in February of 2021, and then I was just 16 years old. And then this guy that said he was 19, was it 19 or 18? I can't exactly remember now, but it's between 18 and 19. He said he made six figures designing with a smartphone. Now, this did something to me beyond just motivation. It wasn't just that seeing that post motivated me. I mean, it did actually, but that was not the only thing it did. There was one major thing it did to me, which was that it helped me see the possibility. It helped me see that it was possible. Now, remember that I had just started designing with my smartphone at this time, and I was 16. And you need to understand that as at that time, six figures was a lot of money to me. Like, I think he said he made 100K or so. It was a lot of money to me. Like, I had never made, I think the highest money I'd ever made by myself as at then was 10,000 naira. Not really 10,000, but then, I mean, I had made like the highest money I had made at once, right, was 10,000 naira. And then I was already designing, so I was making 1K, 2K, 3K, and all of that. And 100K or six figure generally just seemed very far. And then I came across this guy saying he made his first six figures, or he made six figures designing with a smartphone. It opened me up to that possibility. I started saying that, okay, this is possible. This is a possibility. It means that I can also do this. It means that this is also possible. And guess what happened? I got my first phone. That is the first new phone I would ever use in my life. The first new smartphone I would ever use. This was in July 30. My mom gave it to me as my birthday gift. My birthday was always on July 19th. So my mom gifted me a smartphone, seeing these designs I was doing with the used phone that I was using at the time, or that I was giving at the time. My mom was impressed, and then she decided to gift me a smartphone, a new phone, which was like my dream phone at the time, a Redmi 9C, right? And then I got the phone on July 30th. And I remember lying down on my bed then. I mean, as at that July 30th, I had just turned 17. Like, this was still in 2021. So I was 16 in the earlier part, but I mean, as at that July 30th, that was just like about a week and some days after I turned 17. And so I lay down on my bed, and I remember praying with the new phone still with me. I've not unboxed it at this time. And then I lay down on the bed, and I was praying that before the next 1 year, I would make my first six figures with this phone. Now, it's just like a normal prayer. But then that prayer was sponsored by a possibility I had seen, a possibility I had believed. Because it is one thing to also know that something is possible, it is one thing to see a possibility, it is another thing to believe that it is possible. Because there are some persons that, okay, for example, I made a tweet on X saying that I'm 21, and then I earn seven figures monthly from creating design. And then I got a few comments. I mean, a lot of the comments were really amazing comments. People saying they are inspired, and I got a couple of DMs from people that were really inspired. But then I got some other comments that, or from people that were like, "This is not possible. It's a lie." All of those things. And To them they are right because it is not possible to them. It doesn't look like a possibility to them, right? And in fact there are some of them that know that it's possible for a 21-year-old to make seven figures. That's like over a 1 million naira per month. But then they do not believe that a Nigerian, so there are some of them that know that it is possible, but then it is not possible for some kind of persons. Like, why we a 21-year-old? I mean, how come? And so they cannot fathom it. And because they cannot fathom it, they automatically believe it is not possible. And I think a lot of young persons are on this table, and this is why a lot of young persons are not experiencing the kind of results that they could have experienced. Personally, over the past few years, I've been so passionate about opening young persons to certain possibilities that I experienced at a very young age. I mean, the possibilities that I was exposed to. In fact, even more than that, because when I started out, I never doubted. I never doubted that it was possible to earn seven figures per month. My question has always been how. I mean, I knew that that time would come, and so all I had to do was just be exposed to that possibility. And the moment I'm exposed to that possibility, it becomes like a new hunger for me. I was not obsessing over the results. I was not obsessing over the fact that he made seven six figures at 19. That was not my obsession. Was not about the fact that I made such money. My obsession was the possibility, the fact that this thing is possible, because it encouraged me. It means that it is also possible for me to experience that reality. It means that possibility exists. And so I started working towards that possibility, and it started shaping my mind such that I got a new phone. And then one of the prayers I could pray before I unboxed it was that with this phone I'll make my six figures, my first six figures. And guess what? I did it. I made even more than, I made multiple six figures with that smartphone before I turned 18. I mean, I turned 18 in 2022. So between that July 30th and July 19th of 2022, something shifted. Something shifted because I saw a possibility. And when I saw the possibility, it shaped my mind, because now I realized that it could also be possible. I can do it. Someone did it at 19. I can do it at 17. Someone did it at 19. I can even do more at 18. And so it sponsored my mindset. It fueled my desire. It fueled my motivation. I was not only motivated, I was exposed. I was exposed to a new reality that now shaped my mindset, seeing that this thing is possible. And I think this is one thing a lot of young persons need to really work on. I'm not saying just know that it is possible. I'm saying see and believe that it is possible for you to experience those realities. Your first approach to saying testimonials like, okay, I made seven figures, especially when it's coming from young persons, should not be oh, this is not possible, or should not be doubt, should not be that you start feeling like, okay, this person is telling lie. I mean, it's possible that maybe the person is telling lie, but I'm saying that understand that this is a reality. There are people already experiencing this, and then when you see it as a possibility, it shapes your mindset. It helps your mind to start attracting such possibility. Let me know if this video helps you, and you may want to subscribe or follow me depending on where you are seeing this video. I'm going to see you in the next one.